Shalom. It's your brother of Israel, Amawan Ibad, back with another lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. I'm going to be bringing you a short lesson um, about this article that just popped up on my phone concerning an earthquake in New Zealand. So before I go any further into the lesson, let me just go ahead and give all honor and glory and praises unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. Salutations to the brothers out there that's laboring and pushing this truth in truth and sincerity and in charity and risking their lives and freedom to do so. To you I say shalom. To the Akwath and the Akim, I'll be you sisters and brothers out there. Hopefully by the end of this video, you be edified. Adawan Ratazah. Lord willing, you be edified. Okay. So like I say, it was an earthquake, 5.8 earthquake that hit New Zealand. It's happened. It's just fresh off the press, May 24th, 2020. But let me just go ahead and read a scripture, and then we're going to go into the article, and I'll just close it out with the next scripture. Okay, so this is Ecclesiasticus Salakia. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1. And it reads, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when thou shalt see, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, right? Earthquakes, this is what we're talking about right now, earthquake in New Zealand. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, which we've been seeing uproars all over the world, but this one we're going to focus on earthquake, okay? Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Okay? So, the Most High spoke of these things from the beginning. Verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So, we in the end times. Okay? We in the end times, brothers and sisters, like I say, 2 Timothy 3 and verse 1 says, This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Okay? So definitely we in that time. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this article and put my disclaimer out there. Fair Use Act, US C-17, US Code 17, Fair Use Act. I don't own nor have the right to this article. I'm just doing this lesson for educational purposes. Okay, it's my disclaimer. Fair Use Act, USC 17. Okay, so this is from RT, and this was dated 24 May 2020, right? So this is updated about an hour ago. So it reads, 5.8 earthquake hits New Zealand, shakes buildings in Wellington. Okay, so that's a city and a town in New Zealand. Right, and these red spots which you're looking at right here is showing you the area where it rocked, where it shake, They didn't really have too much damage, as it's saying when you read the article, but it's still showing you the signs of the time that we're living in, as the scriptures say, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, as we was just reading from 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. But let's read the article. It says a magnitude 5.8 earthquake has struck around 90 kilometers northwest of Wellington, the capital of New Zealand. Okay? The tremor was felt by Kiwis all across the country's North Island, right? The earthquake struck shortly before 8 a.m. on Monday local time, occurring off the coast of New Zealand's North Island. The shaking was felt by more than 35,000 people in Wellington and beyond, according to the government seismic monitor GeoNet, right? So just showing you some of the areas, right? It says the earthquake was followed by a number of aftershocks, none reaching more than 3.7 in magnitude, right? A 5.8 quake is classed as moderate, but such tremors are still capable of causing structural damage in populated areas. So this particular earthquake didn't really cause that much damage. It seemed to be that this article is saying, right? But it's still showing you that the times that we're living in, and you're going to get bigger ones, right? Train services in Wellington were suspended as engineers inspected tracks for damage. No major damage to buildings in the capital was immediately reported. Residents of the town of Levin, just 30 kilometers from the quake's epicenter, were literally shaken awake. So people was shaken out of their sleep. You see, earthquake. You see? People were shaken out of their sleep, man. So this is the time we're living in, as it says. As it says. And when you shall see earthquakes, and uproars of the people, it goes on to say New Zealand's location on the seismically active Pacific Ring of Fire means the island nation is struck by a whopping 20,000 earthquakes every year. The vast majority of them too small to be felt. Right? A magnitude 6.2 quake in 2011 devastated the city of Christchurch, killing 185. So it's letting you know that they usually get a lot of earthquakes in that area. Basically, is what it's saying. But the latest big one was a 6.2 earthquake in 2011 that devastated the city of Christchurch, killing 185. So this one wasn't as big as other major ones, but it's still showing you the signs of the times that we're living in. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this scripture right here, and this will be Matthew chapter 24. Right? This will be Matthew chapter 24, and it reads, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines." Okay, that's even going on right now, where say it's about to happen, man, because we know what's happening with the farmers. Right, we know the farmers are putting down the chicken, the poultry, and the crops to get rid of the crops, spewing out the milk, euthanizing the cattle. So I mean, we know that's going to bring a famine. The scripture prophesied, and we actually see these things happen, manifesting before our eyes. Right, we see these things manifesting before our eyes. Right, and pestilence. Don't we have the CV? Everybody walking around wearing masks. This is real out here, man. These prophecies are popping like popcorn, literally jumping off the pages. Okay, it's real out here. And earthquakes in diverse places. Okay, over the last few months and last years, we've been seeing earthquake popping up all over the place. All over different countries. We haven't seen earthquakes in a while. Jamaica was just rocked by an earthquake, that was felt literally in Miami, Florida. Salakia. So these earthquakes in diverse places. Okay, verse 20, Matthew chapter 24 and verse 8 says, "And all these are the beginning of sorrows." Okay, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Right. So brothers and sisters, the scriptures prophesy it, so it's definitely going to happen. The scriptures prophesied it, so it's definitely going to happen. So yeah, well, that one was fresh off of the press. You know, earthquake in New Zealand. You know, rocked their capital city, Wellington, New Zealand. You know, so hopefully this lesson was edifying. You know, um, um, until the next time. You know, I'm gonna say Shalom. Adawan Rataza.